Okay, yes, that's what it was. Oh, I keep forgetting. The point was, for me, I had this kind of thing. When we switched to the internet, the interweb of life, heavily, for a lot of us in our generation, born from the 80s on, and apparently even before that, because in Young Sheldon, they have like some form of interweb and whatnot, but a lot of us, the poorer folk as I call it, a lot of us who weren't a part of all of that didn't really know. I mean, there was the fax machine, which was very similar. I don't know technologically, please don't come after me, but you can give me knowledge in the comments, I'll take that. It's basically a phone call, but on paper. So it's a text message essentially without the screen, right? So essentially, oh, a hammock. So I just had this moment the other day that I was talking to my husband about, and I was like, I just feel like, especially for myself, it's like I was already living, I want to say one-dimensional. Hi, Birdie. Oh, you're beautiful. We were already living one-dimensional once we got to this, and not just because, we're not actually making moves, but I think that a lot of us, or for myself, you're waiting and waiting. We're praying and we're asking for things to happen. We still don't know how to articulate what comes to mind, but I know that's probably not what I need to say, but we didn't know how to manifest it, to create. But we are creators by nature, especially, we'll talk about the female race, Mother Earth. And we are Earth, each and every one of us. We won't get into that. It's not a gender thing. It's a soul thing. We're all connected to God, to the earth, to life. Period. That's just how it is. And we crunch the dead leaves around us and leave them behind and move into a new season and try to come back to life. That wasn't supposed to rhyme. I'm just that good. No, it's not me. It's not me. I've certainly learned that. But that was basically it. We've been living like holograms this whole time. Everyone sees us one-dimensionally. We've been so focused on creating stuff on here and in there sometimes, and then not necessarily using it in a way that's beneficial for humanity, for the growth of the soul, of the spirit, of whatever you want to call it, whatever in your mind you think is real. And it's your choice to choose that if you continue to. When you continue to, that's you. Cool. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But I do hope that we can raise the consciousness as a whole, collectively, and more, and I believe it's happening. I believe love has been waking up, grace has been waking up, because we learned, for one, that the ego didn't do us any good. All of those feelings stem from pain in the first place, and then our actions, our act ions, the ions on which we act from our emote ions, the ions that emote us into the world to take action and to do. But we weren't. We were stagnant and we were waiting. And again, not everyone, but a lot of us, people who resonate with this message, with understanding and the comprehension, a few people I talk to that I know are going through the same things. I talked to my sister about this stuff. I talked to my husband about it. Really, I was stagnant. It was all my fault, but I always looked at it like weight-wise, you gain a lot. People who tend to be heavier, tend to carry a lot more of the emotional, maybe even psychological, maybe even the physical demands. But once you get so much, you become the person who can't as easily or naturally or fluidly carry the demands that it takes to make this out here world happen. And I know for me, I think it started, I'm sure it started a long time ago. It started a long time ago. It started when I was born. It started when God said, hey, you're coming into this world and this is your journey and this is how it's going to happen for you. But it took this long. It took everything we're going through collectively as a people on a stolen ground, taken from people darker darker than us, just to say, this is the melting pot, everyone is welcome, come here, be with us, be who you are and who you want to be. And then we said, but don't be who you are or who you want to be or what's inconvenient for me or what doesn't follow my religion or my culture, all of which, by the way, doesn't even exist for the so-called white man. I know it's irrelevant. I don't want it. It makes it longer. The point was this. We've been stagnant and we're waking up and we want to wake up. We want to go back to being creators. We don't want to be this one-dimensional hologram that doesn't even really exist. We work, we make money, we laugh, we cope, we probably lie, we experience FOMO, FOJO, FOBLO, whatever. Fear of missing out, fear of not missing out. I just saw this in the episode of Younger where she said something about, I think she did say FOMO or something, or it was weird. It was like fear of not missing out or something. I get that because that's where I'm at right now. I don't have the need to go out and be in public all the time. I don't have a need or even desire really to necessarily be seen or heard or validated by others anymore. And I dealt with that for literally 35-ish years of life. And there's a lot of reasons those things can happen. But anyway, just to keep it short, that's a whole nother situation, a whole nother video. We can learn from the seasons. They're not just here. God didn't just go, here, this will be cool, let's mess with them. Although I do believe God is most certainly a comedian because he knows to not take things so seriously. And maybe sometimes that's all he's trying to teach us, trying to help us build up a sense of immunity, but just a sense of, what is the word? To bounce back or whatever, but like that ability to be like, you know what? It's not that serious. It's really not. And to laugh because this is life. We don't get another one. So be stagnant while you need to be. Be physically stagnant in the way you think, I guess, but we're coming up. The crimson and clover, that was a thing, and the love and the pink and the green, and now it's like green's supposed to be the frequency of love. And I'm all about that life. I don't know. Go out here and love. And if this helps anyone, I don't know. Maybe I didn't really give solutions. My solution is always a form of cardio, create, and consciousness / Christ consciousness. But whatever kind you need or want, I don't care. It's not my job to tell you. Your God will tell you. And when it's probably not coming from so deeply within and it's coming from ego, which stems from pain. It always stems from pain, whether it's hate, anger, resentment, which becomes jealousy. That's from pain. A pain of I couldn't complete it, I couldn't do it, they told me I wasn't allowed, I wasn't enough, I told myself I wasn't enough, I believed them, it eventually took over, whatever it is. We have every right and place, and it's natural and organic to have stagnant periods, to take a break, to dismantle. I've been saying that for years, to dismantle what humanity, what certain people put in place and even unplaced from what was placed before and made everyone think that it was what it is when it was never that to begin with. Whole other video, like I said. I don't know. I hear you. Maybe he's saying, you're talking too much, get off of there. We've been stagnant, is what I'm saying. We've been 1D, like holograms, and it's weird. When I kind of had that moment where I was like, ooh, even this isn't the only thing I do to live. I get out, I do things I love, I dance, I walk, I try to hang out with my kids and be present, because before it was all up here. It was like, oh, what can I do to fix this? How can I fix that? How can I stop this? How can I stop that? What do I need to do to make this better or help this person or make this person this way? No, I have to be it. That's how it starts. Literally, the domino effect can't start until that first domino makes its move. And there's something in history or in something that I remember reading about years ago, and I've been seeing stuff online, like on Facebook about it, something to do with a Sagittarius. I always thought, like, well, it's kind of metaphorical or this and that. Now I don't, but something to do with the archer's bow and shooting it to something, maybe the sun, maybe creating that explosion. And I thought, well, I don't need to panic. The earth's not going to explode or anything. It's a metaphor. It's symbolic. It's energetic. But energetic can literally create explosions and whatnot. So anyway, let's not panic about all of that. And I'm not. I have so much peace. I know God's got it. I've been watching all the things online about it, and it's whatever, but I don't know. I guess I just came to say, we're waking up. We will rest, and we do. We will not sleep, not again. We cannot afford to. As a race, as a humanity, as a whatever spiritually being, as an energy, love, empathy, all the things that stem from love, empathy, grace, passion. Now, yes, we can be passionate in a negative or societally negative way. I understand that, but we're bringing ourselves back to life through these things. We give each other grace. We listen. Someone's experience is not something for you to say, well, you should have done this. You should have done that. I would have done this. I would have done that. Well, why would you do this? That's not why we meet someone on a park bench. You know, Forrest Gump didn't meet the old lady on the park bench so she could say, you sound psychotic. You sound like you should be in a mental hospital. They met so they can learn from one another, share with one another, grow with one another. Take what we can from one another, our strengths. Leave our weaknesses, because those don't matter. When you don't have something someone else has, you're not meant to. You may be meant to work with that person, to collaborate. Oh, that's also been coming up. Collaboration. Duh. Because we have to work together as a humanity, as a race, as a spirit, as a soul, as an energy, and we are, as an interweb, as an interconnected being. And we all think that we're not. We're not solidly, what is it? Like a net, obviously, like a net. Is that why I'm here? It is. That all the way over there will be affected in some way eventually if I pull from here. You know, I crochet. If I crochet a whole blanket and I start pulling, eventually the whole thing comes undone. Unless somewhere in the middle someone goes, wait, stop, let me make this cycle end. I'm going to tie a knot here. You will not take us down. You will not take us down. They will not take us down. We are no longer dormant. We are no longer stagnant. We will not do this. We cannot do this again. Let the rain fall.